Alright, so now that we have gone over the elements and the principles of art, you should all be well aware of what they are now, and if you are not sure, you can always go back into the lesson and review. But so today in this lesson, I just wanted to have a little fun with the Artist Toolkit. This is just a fun little website where it's both informational and also interactive. So you can first just spend some time exploring. You can see it's broken up into several different categories. We have line, color, space, shape, balance, movement, and rhythm. So you'll notice that these categories are broken up by both elements and principles. So I want you to take a few minutes to kind of go around and explore. Each category has a little informational section where you can read about the element and principle in art, and then it also has a little demonstration where you can take a look at some short little videos. And then what I wanted to do was end with a create section. So each section has a create section where you can actually go in and interact with the website and create your own digital copy of whichever element or principle that you are exploring. So for instance, I'm going to start, I'd like you to visit all of them, but just as this quick little example, I'm going to start with balance and just kind of walk you through and show you what it looks like when you go into each section. So if I click on balance, I'm going to look at symmetrical versus asymmetrical. You'll notice a little video will come up. I'd like you to watch it.
Asymmetrical balance.
Alright, so again, just a short little clip. I'm not going to go through the whole thing for the sake of time, and I would like you to explore on your own. So next you can hit find once you go through your video. And you can go through, you can notice there is just a little example of an art project, and I'd like you to just go through and answer some questions. Looks like there's 3 pages, so it says, what kind of balance does this work of art use? Drag the correct label into the box above the work of art. So then you would take your whether you think it's symmetrical or asymmetrical, and you can drag it right over here in this section here. If you'd like to print it, you can certainly print it and save it for your notes. But once you're done that, you can go on and do the next one, and so on and so forth. But for the sake of this video, I wanted to actually show you the create button. So after you go through your watch and you're fine, you can then go to create. And this is the fun part. So now you get to create a picture that is going to represent either asymmetrical or symmetrical. This is up to you. This is obviously your choice, it's your creation, but you'll notice the little shapes over here. These are the shapes that you're going to be working with, and then obviously the color is right here. So for me, I think I'm going to make a asymmetrical balance. So remember, asymmetrical are things that are not balanced. So you have symmetrical, where you can have things balanced across the page. You can have things symmetrical, whereas they're the same thing on both sides, same shape or line or color. But for my sake, I'm going to do asymmetrical. So I'm going to start with a circle. And you can just click on it. You'll notice it'll pop up right in the center. If you don't want it in that location, just simply click and move it around with your mouse. So I'm going to go right here and make here. And to choose a color, I'm going to go over here and just choose blue. Notice you can rotate it either way. You can shrink or grow. So if you want to grow, you can click that. You'll notice it'll get bigger. If you want to make it a little smaller, you can get a little smaller. So I'm going to go with that size. Next, I'm going to do this little oval. So now I'm going to drag it up. My goal is to make an asymmetrical face, kind of like a Picasso portrait. So I have this funny looking eye right here. I'm going to shrink it just a tad. There we go. And we'll make it, let's see, we will make it red. So next I'm going to take, let's say, a triangle. Oopsies. There we go. And we'll add that, and I would like to make it orange. Again, I'll show you what the rotate looks like. You just click, it'll kind of rotate around for you. If you don't like that way, you can go back. Now I'm going to make my mouth. So I'll make the mouth purple. So notice I am making an asymmetrical face. It is not the same on both sides. It's not balanced across the page. So this is my goal, was to make asymmetrical. Again, you can make whichever one you like, and I'd like you to be creative. I'd like you to do whichever one. You can kind of explore. If you don't like it, say I really don't like the nose that I chose. I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to drag it over to the trash. And then, maybe I'll click a new shape and click that. So now that I have my kind of funny looking face here, obviously abstract, I like it. So I'm going to go ahead and I can either hit print, which will allow you to print it right off of your computer if you have your printer set up. And the good part about this is you can also save it as a PDF. So if you would like to save it and print it, you can do that. But for me, I'm not going to print it, so I'm just going to cancel out on that. And for those of you with PCs, I'm working on a Mac computer, but PCs, in order to save it, you can go ahead and hit and take a screenshot of your image. So once you take a screenshot, I'll go ahead and drag. You'll see me highlight right over here. Take a screenshot. There we go. It's saved. And what I would like you to do for this lesson is just at least explore, create at least one or two examples of whether it's an element or principle, it doesn't matter which one, and I would like you to take a screenshot and send it in for your project as a JPEG. So I'll explain a little bit more in the lesson with those details, but I want you to have fun and enjoy exploring the Artist's Toolkit. If you have any questions about working the website, feel free to middle message me.